wrong with them? Why is they mad though? I can't understand. Why is they mad?
You won't believe what just happened to IShowSpeed. Just hours after the Egypt drama, everything went from hype to heartbreak. One moment, cheers. Next, water bottles flying.
Whoa, God, damn!
Algeria was supposed to be legendary, but it turned into a tragic turning point no one saw coming. Fans are asking, why did it go this wrong? Why was Speed targeted? And why is the entire internet now turning on two countries at once? But that's not all. Wait till you see what happened next. Because as the world reacted with disappointment, one country stood out with pure love, loyalty, and record-breaking support. Is this why Speed might be returning to Kenya? The place where he gained the most subscribers, broke African tour records, and felt real love? Tears, chaos, a shocking truth behind Speed's most painful stream yet. Stay till the end, because what happens next changes everything. Saturday, January 17th, 2026. Nelson Mandela Stadium in Algiers. What was supposed to be another explosive chapter in IShowSpeed's legendary Africa tour turned into one of the most heartbreaking moments of his entire streaming career. Picture this. Nearly 49 million viewers watching live as Speed, the world's biggest streamer, walks into a packed Algerian football stadium for the Super Cup match between MC Alger and USM Alger. The energy is electric, the atmosphere is buzzing, and Speed is ready to showcase Algerian football culture to the entire planet. But then, everything changed. Water bottles started flying through the air, not just one or two, but a relentless barrage.
I'm not even a rival! I support United!
Speed, completely stunned, found himself dodging projectiles from every direction. His jersey soaked, his spirit crushed, and his confusion written all over his face. "I am just here to watch the football match," Speed said, his voice trembling with disbelief. "Instead, it is too crazy. We're leaving. They keep pouring water on me." The streamer tried to relocate, moving from the lower sections near the players to a higher tier, desperately hoping the chaos would stop. But it didn't. The water kept coming, the hostility kept building, and Speed had no choice but to make the heartbreaking decision to walk out.
What's wrong with them? Why is they mad though? I can't understand. Why is they mad?
I tried to show you, chat, like this is the biggest tour in Algeria. There are two big football clubs playing, but I think I am not welcome here. Those words hit different when you realize that Speed had arrived with nothing but pure intentions, genuine love for football, and excitement to share Algerian culture with his millions of fans. He wasn't there to disrespect anyone. He wasn't there to cause problems. He was there to celebrate. But that's not all. Wait till you see what happened next. A stadium photographer who was right next to Speed during the incident revealed the shocking truth behind why the fans reacted this way.
They don't like to film them, okay?
They had a football game.
Yeah, but they are ultras, you know, the ultras mentality.
That don't make sense. Get water thrown at me.
According to him, the Algerian ultras, the hardcore football supporters, have an intense mentality when it comes to privacy inside their stadium. They do not like it when you film them, the photographer explained. But you know, it is the ultras' mentality they have. They like you, but they do not want you filming them while they're inside their stadium. This cultural nuance, this protective attitude toward being captured on camera during matches, was something Speed and his team hadn't fully anticipated, and it cost them dearly. The American content creator, escorted by his bodyguards, walked out of that stadium with his head down, his stream abruptly cut moments later, and the world left wondering, what just happened to IShowSpeed? But wait, Algeria wasn't the first North African country to give Speed trouble. Just days before the Algeria chaos, Speed had wrapped up what many fans are calling the worst stream of his entire Africa tour.
This is the most slowest stream ever, bro.
Egypt. Let me paint you the full picture of what went down in Cairo, because this is where the North African nightmare really began. Speed arrived in Egypt with massive expectations. This was supposed to be historic, and in some ways it was. He became the first content creator in history to live stream from inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. Think about that for a second. The pyramids have stood for thousands of years, witnessed countless moments of human history, and Speed was the first person ever to bring a live audience inside with him. Over 3.5 million viewers tuned in as Speed explored ancient tunnels and chambers with a professional archaeologist. He wore the traditional Upper Egyptian galabeya, cruised down the Nile River, visited the Grand Egyptian Museum, and stood face-to-face with the golden mask of King Tutankhamun. On paper, Egypt should have been the crown jewel of the tour, but in reality, it was a logistical nightmare. The filming restrictions in Egypt are no joke. Speed openly complained about how hard it was to stream there, explaining that you basically need permits for everything. It's really hard to stream here because when it comes to filming, you basically have to get a permit for pretty much everything, Speed said during one of his streams, his usual energetic demeanor noticeably dimmed. He was stuck in a car, head poking out of the sunroof, trying his best to create content while dealing with suffocating regulations.
With filming here, like you have to basically get a permit for pretty much everything, if that makes sense.
He wasn't smiling. He wasn't happy. He was working with scraps, doing everything he could to keep his audience entertained, despite the restrictions crushing his creative freedom. Whether it's rules or restrictions, they both create challenges for my content, he admitted. But the Egypt disaster didn't stop there. His drone operator, the person responsible for capturing those sweeping aerial shots that make his streams so cinematic, abruptly quit mid-stream, right there in Giza. While Speed was on top of a car interacting with fans, his bodyguard delivered the shocking news.
What, G? He quit. Why'd he quit? Did he leave the backpack?
He quit? Why did he quit? Did he leave the backpack with the gadgets? Do we have the drone shot? What do you mean he quit? What pressure is there? You all cannot be doing that to me, Speed said, visibly frustrated and confused. The drone operator couldn't handle the pressure. He'd repeatedly disappeared throughout the day before finally walking out, leaving Speed and his team scrambling. And then came the copyright nightmare. Toward the end of his Cairo stream, Speed rented a private boat to cruise the Nile. He checked in advance whether the music being played would cause copyright issues. He was reassured it wouldn't be a problem. The stream went ahead as planned. But once the stream ended, one of the Egyptian artists whose music had been playing on that boat copyright claimed the entire video, attempting to take all the ad revenue from Speed's broadcast. What the artist didn't realize is that YouTube allows creators to remove or replace copyrighted sections. Speed fought back, removed the claimed audio, replaced it with copyright-free music from YouTube's library, and re-uploaded the video. Now the final minutes of that Cairo stream feature random stock music, while Speed's original audio is muted. The attempted revenue grab failed, but the damage was done. Fans were furious. The overwhelming sentiment across social media? Egypt had been the worst stream of the tour so far. Too many restrictions, too much control, not enough freedom for Speed to be Speed. And when you combine Egypt's oppressive filming environment with Algeria's stadium chaos, you start to see a pattern. North Africa, for all its beauty and history, just wasn't built for the chaotic, unfiltered energy of IShowSpeed's streaming style. Now let's talk about Kenya. Because if North Africa represents the lowest points of Speed's tour, Kenya represents the absolute highest. And this is where the story gets really interesting. Just days before the Egypt and Algeria disasters, Speed had been in Nairobi. And what happened there? Pure magic. In under 6 hours, Speed gained over 360,000 new subscribers. Let me repeat that. 360,000 subscribers in a single day. His channel jumped from 47.72 million to over 48 million during the Kenya streams, marking the biggest single-country spike of his entire 20-country Africa tour. Bro, we gained 360,000 subs in one stream. I have never gained this much in any country ever, Speed shouted during his live stream, his voice cracking with emotion. Kenya is #1 right now. The Kenya stream pulled in an estimated 8 million total views, absolutely destroying the numbers from South Africa, 4.9 million, and Rwanda, 4.5 million. Peak concurrent viewership hit 239,380 people watching live at the same time. But it wasn't just about the numbers. Kenya gave Speed something he desperately needed: genuine love, unfiltered support, and the freedom to create without restrictions. Let's not forget the human element in all of this. Behind the millions of subscribers, behind the viral moments, behind the record-breaking numbers, there's a 21-year-old kid trying to navigate complex cultural landscapes, language barriers, logistical nightmares, and intense public scrutiny. When Speed said, "I am not welcome here," after being pelted with water bottles, you could hear the hurt in his voice. This wasn't just about a failed stream. This was about genuine emotional pain. He came to Algeria with excitement and respect. He wanted to celebrate Algerian football culture. He wanted to share it with the world. And instead, he got attacked. That's devastating. And when you combine that with the frustrations in Egypt, the drone operator quitting, the copyright drama, the filming restrictions, it all adds up. It's exhausting. It's demoralizing. Speed is human. He feels this stuff. And the fact that he's still pushing forward, still streaming, still committed to completing this 28-day, 20-country tour despite everything that's gone wrong, that's commendable. But it also raises questions about sustainability. How long can a creator maintain this pace, this intensity, this level of exposure before burnout becomes a real risk? Kenya offered Speed something he desperately needed: rest. Not physical rest, but emotional rest. A place where he doesn't have to fight for permission to create. A place where the people genuinely want him there. A place where he can just be himself without fear of hostility or restriction. That's why the idea of returning to Kenya resonates so deeply. It's not just about chasing subscriber numbers. It's about finding a home away from home. And that brings us to where we are today. IShowSpeed, heartbroken but not broken, continuing his Africa tour despite the chaos in North Africa. Egypt and Algeria facing criticism and controversy for how they handled his visits. Kenya sitting pretty as the undisputed champion of the tour, having shown the world exactly how to welcome a global digital ambassador. The question now is, what comes next? Will Speed return to Kenya, cementing it as his African home base? Will Egypt and Algeria learn from their mistakes and improve how they engage with creators in the future? Will other African countries study Kenya's approach and replicate it? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, this tour has changed the conversation about Africa, about digital tourism, about the power of live streaming, and about what it means to truly welcome the world into your country. The water bottles thrown in Algeria hurt. The restrictions in Egypt frustrated, but the love in Kenya, that healed. And maybe that's the most important lesson of all. When you open your heart, your culture, and your country to others with genuine warmth and support, the rewards are limitless. Kenya understood that. Egypt and Algeria didn't, and now the world knows.